Afternoon. It's Saturday the 28th and it is 2:21 in the afternoon so far. We have been in from 12:30 today and we have been non-stop until right this very second. We seem to have got rid of all the customers. There's 3 heat moulds that I think I've done and
a lot of the
multiple
Christmas,
sharpenings.
A lot of the Christmas moulds in this morning. We had
so
Taylor, we had Taylor, we had, who else did we have? We had
Willie back in for a second mould on his.
Nice got wee prissy feet. Hi Willie. Who else? I can't think of who else we've had.
Sorry, we had to stop the video there. Somebody come in and asked if we repaired badminton rackets. Do you see a badminton racket in here? At all? No, go away.
So I forgot what we were saying. Oh, right, anyway. So, a lot of orders and a lot of sizing and stuff, so it's been quite a busy day. We've done a lot, so I'm kind of hoping it quietens off so we can get shut early and get home and get changed.
Why are we shutting early? What's happening?
Because we've got Mustang's Christmas night out tonight! And Gemma wants us to meet her as soon as possible. We've got to get Gemma at the hotel.
I'll have it.
Because she doesn't like walking over herself.
Right, anyway, you said you were going to do a walk round in the store, so
yes.
Here is your camera.
Here is my camera, here's your camera.
Here's my camera. Go, do your job.
Okay, so we'll start with our bits and pieces wall. So on the bits and pieces wall you have your tape. Yes, we have leg tape. Look, we have it in 2 different sizes now. Look. Normal.
And you can just...
Wide! Yeah,
you can just be like, hold on, I'll tell you what I'm going to do just to be really nice. I'll move it down a wee one there for you so you can actually...
can reach it.
Can you? Are you sure? Because I don't think you can.
And then you've got all your bits and pieces, lace bite pads, decals, we're short of colours, we'll get more in, shin pad sleeves, some of the ortho moves, but we're missing some of the sizes.
Somebody buy the things, like seriously, we want rid of them.
I know.
We've had them for years and we just can't seem to get rid of them.
Lace hooks, we've sold a lot of them. That's some, what we got, Goalie 5-point mask harness, that's the hooks fell off.
Good job, Pam.
Put the hook up, please. Thank you. Gel pads, different ones. We've got ear slings. We did have white, but they got sold out.
And we had black as well, but that's been sold out as well.
Sold. These are lots of. We just keep the bits and pieces for goalie pads. We don't give massive amounts because
that's good for keeping that as goalie pads. That's a helmet, a mask.
I know it's
that's
in the wrong place.
Pamela.
Yeah, but goalie pad accessories.
That's for masks as well.
Do you want to do the walk round?
No, I'm just telling you that the goalie pad accessories, that's not really...
Goalie accessories there, okay. I said the word pad, I shouldn't have said pad.
So you get sweatbands in the back.
Yeah. And you've got the straps and stuff there, the buckles and
straps.
So, yeah. Some skate socks, we've got the chassis, we've got these in lockdown because everybody was asking us for them, and then presumptively only sold. We had 3 of that size, 3 of that size, so we've only sold 3 in 4 years, but there you go. We've got them anyway. So
here's what I've been up to so far today. Pamela got interrupted by customers. So here we have the glove that I've taken the stitching out of so far. So the stitching is all missing and that part came out, and obviously the netting as well. Now I have to take out this side. So that little knot there holds this part of the glove and all this part, and that all has to be removed so I can get in to sew all of this. And then I need to reinforce all of this because it's all burst on the inside, and as we can see the padding is burst. It came loose and it had to be reinforced there and reinforced here. So that's the hard part. I say that's the hard part, that's the easy part. The hard part is trying to remember how to put it all back together. the second batch of customers away. So I am knee deep in this glove. This is the situation we're in at the moment. All of the piping and all of this part here has had to be removed, which is going to have to be replaced as well. So I'm going to have to try and see if I can sew this piece of the leather back together, because it's flapping about, and you can actually, apparently the player in question that was using it was saying that they felt it, so I'm going to have to take all of that away. More customers. It's a good complaint to be busy, so that was me. I had to take a cage off a helmet and get the cage out the door for another customer because there wasn't one in the order for him. So Pamela's got a helmet only here that's now going to need a cage. So back on the glove, we've got to the point where I can now get access to sew this. So I'm going to try and see if I can get that sewn. I need to be very, very careful. It's a very, very fine needle that's obviously it's sewn it. But with me, it's probably going to be the speedy stitcher. I don't know if I can get in properly to do it by hand. That's the only problem, and it looks as if it's going to be a bit tough to do that. So what I think I'll do is I'll just do the speedy stitcher, and then I'll try and get it back together as quickly as possible. Obviously, just to kind of give you a kind of idea, most of the players are telling us that these gloves are giving them stingers because there's not that much padding in there. Now if you look at that here, there's literally just a small piece of leather with a small piece of foam just underneath it. That's not the greatest. This part of the foam here is deteriorated, so that's going to have to be replaced as well, possibly, or glued back into place. As you can see, it's came apart. I think the glove's been apart before to get relaced at some point, but it's not looking the greatest so far. So I'm going to try and see if I can get all that done today, if I can, if I have time. But I'm going to go back to Pamela, because Pamela is desperate to do this walk around of the store that she wanted to start and tell you about. So she's probably going to come back and tell you about something else. I think we'll kind of skip past these parts here. We've kind of been all through the tape and the colours and like lace bite protectors, lace bite pads. Right, okay, you're up to training jerseys. Go.
My mouth full of food.
Well, it makes no difference. We heard you chomping away like a pig in the last video. Yeah, did you never see what I did with that? So every time you do that, I put Merry Christmas over the top of it.
You can tell I don't watch the videos.
Yeah, you can tell.
So we have a small selection of training jerseys and mishmash sizes, mishmash colours. A couple of our original t-shirts left. That was the good old, that's the John Landry hat that our very, very good friend Al Gould let us use. I can testify that Stephen's Sharpmans are very sharp. He's cut finger today. So, yeah, a couple of them left. Bits and pieces for goalies. Catcher blocker, on sale. We had to take the set, so we took the set, sold the leg pads, and now we have a catcher blocker. Senior. On sale. Anybody's looking for white and blue. Small selection of sticks. We are very, very short in the stick wrap, but we will be getting some more in the new year. Our jockey jock shorts, visors. If you're looking for a visor, you see a visor is the best one. We've got all of our figure skate stuff, very low in stock. We have been decimated in the last 3 days. I had all of the overtures in, all of the Antares, and you can see all the spaces that were sold in the Boleros. But yeah, can't complain. Your figure skate bits and pieces. We've got Adidas skate socks, the gripping gloves, anti-cut gloves, two-piece guards. We've got all 3 sizes in the e-guards. Great technology, these e-guards. You've got better drainage, one piece, wider to walk on. It protects your edges. Fantastic. This is where our figure skate guards, this is normally where our hockey guards live, but we've kind of ran out. We've got some of the spinners left. We've got Fiji, Bahamas, Hawaii, and another Fiji at the back, all with jump bins. There's a wee view out of our window. If I want to take in some reading material, we will have loads. We also have an entire box full of hockey news reviews. On this wall we have Sherwood shorts, some Next shorts, some junior sizes. There's another pair of Next shorts over there, filling up a hole. We've got some protection. We've got some CCM Manuel, FT680 at the back. There you go. Some gloves, elbows, shins, and there's our stock skates. Although we're a bit low, we did have the full range of CCM Next, but we have sold quite a lot. We'll be getting some more in. And a wee junior youth kit if anybody's looking for it. We've then got all of our laces, big empty wall because we have sold out. We're getting some more laces in. Water bottles, wax, grip tape, balls, spare steels up the top. And then you've got butt ends, neck guards, throat guards, not neck guards, what they're called, chin straps, and our collection of crap. There's the Stephen's workstation, where his laptop usually sits with his sewing machine. And there's mine. So yeah, just a little store. We are only a little shop. We'd love to be bigger, and we're slowly building up after COVID. It's not exactly been a walk in the park, but we are taking it one step at a time. We have dramatically increased the figure skate side of things because we only ever kept Boleros in, but we've grew it and we now keep Viceport Antares, Idiot Overtures, and we do have some Electras in there as well. And hopefully maybe next year we're thinking about bringing in some chorus and keeping some chorus in, which means we'll keep in some Coronation Ace to go with it as well. That's the theory. So yeah, it's just a small store. Oh, I've got to show you the helmet. So we've got a nice cool red youth CCM 70 910 tax helmet. That is for a customer. We've got the black in the youth, a large helmet only, and now we have a medium helmet only because we've took the cage off it. So yes, some socks, some hockey socks, bits and pieces. One day we'll be big and well stocked. We're just taking it a little step at a time. Yes. And of course, the one and only, love him or hate him. And this is the only thing that survived the fire. Look, you can even see up here. But it's burnt, it's melted. He survived the fire. And it's because shite doesn't know. See, he's melted. Melted at the top and bottom. And that was, Al Ghul gave us this, signed by Drew Miller when he was on the NHL lockout playing for the Clan. And I can't remember who made that for Stephen, but that's Stephen's. The original Lagoon Ice Rink welcome official plaque. That ended up in a skip. Nice of Renfrew Council that was, wasn't it? And then we've got our little Hockey Hall of Fame. The one and only Danny McAllister steward badge. Some bits and pieces up there. You might even see Mrs. Murdoch in at the back for when we sponsored it at Solway. And Laurie Tyson's goalie skates. And up here we've got the Edinburgh Capitals puck, Stephen's Mustang stuff, these Pirates. I don't know if you can see that. It says Stevie Gardner, Equipment Manager, 1819. There you go. So that's a walk around our store. But we're going to sign off now because it's 9 minutes to 4. I want to get shut up quickly and down the road so that we can get on with this night out. So
Right, so Pam's just so rudely said that she's away and that's her finish for the night. So I'm not yet. I've got to the point where I've started dismantling this glove even more. I took all the stitching out of this part here, which holds in this part here, which holds in this part here. So this part is now held on with one thread or at one side and one thread at the other side. That's for the netting. So the next part of this whole process is now I can get access to stitch it because I can get into everywhere. So that is going to be the next job. I'm going to have to try and see if I can get the stitching done, or maybe try and start from this end and try and stitch all the way up. So now that I've got full access to this part, hopefully that will be good enough good enough of a job to be able to hold it together, then I need to remember how to put it back together. So that's why I've only done so much of the removal of this part here, so I'm going to end up having to relace that. I don't think I'm going to use the original laces because the original laces are in poor condition. They're all burst and all frayed, so I think I'll use skate laces unless I can find something else that's a wee bit stronger than a skate lace. The skate laces are actually quite good. I've done a couple of gloves before. It was one of the boys that used to play in my team who now plays with Urban Flyers. It's me. Shout out, it's me, who is a cracking DJ, by the way. If you ever need a wedding DJ, he's your guy. So I did his glove before. It was a CCM glove. It was a different style. It was an older style. He managed to get this whole section of the plastic, and he managed to give it to me, and then I reinforced it and gave him it back so he could then go on and play hockey, because he had actually broke, this whole part here was broken, and it was just the foam that was basically still there. All the plastic, you could actually shake the glove and you could hear the plastic rattling about in the glove. So that was something obviously I had to do, which took me probably a couple of days to do, of no interruptions, which is very, very difficult to do in here, especially if you're in the middle of being the only person that can sharpen skates over this kind of side of the country. But anyway, I'm going to get a wee bit of the stitching done just before I finish, so I won't time lapse that. I'll show you it when it's finished though. So we had this whole conversation earlier on about how Pamela basically said that was her, she was finished and whatever else, and then we had 3 customers come in the door. So one of the things, you can't knock back custom when the customers are coming. So sorry Gemma, we're running late. So it's 4:24. The shutters are now down. It is time up for us, I'm afraid. So we've decided that's us for tonight. We're going to go down the road. Pamela's desperate to get down the road to go and get herself out in the town.
No, I said we'd meet Gemma at the back of 5.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Right, so
it's
just...
so not happening.
Yeah, that's so not happening. Right, so just quickly while I remember, I'm just going to show you this. So the glove that was flapping about is now all sewn. Now, I don't profess to be the best at fixing things. I try my hardest. It's one of these things where when it comes to the sewing, it's something I've had to learn over the last couple of years. Everybody has to learn and you get better at it. I feel like I am getting better at it. I used a heavy duty white wax thread, believe it or not, which comes with the speedy stitcher. I nearly just stabbed myself because the speedy stitcher was still attached to it. So this is the thread that I used, and this is what I used to be able to get it done. Now that is done and out of the road. Now I just need to remember how to put the glove back together. This thread here comes from this part and comes all the way up and round and all the way around there, right? So that has to be redone. There's another thread that has been removed as well with regards to keeping this whole part in together. So that's all going to have to be redone. The part over here that has been taken out is, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, there we go. So this part here is connected to this part here, so I'm going to have to go through all my pictures again and basically re-put it in from here all the way up and round, all the way up and round, and then that'll be done. So that's a job for tomorrow or another day. While Pamela's absolutely dying with a hangover tomorrow, I might come in and give this a try. So Pamela's busy saying I might not, but I probably will. I'll come in at some point and do it, but the glove has to be repaired and it has to be finished because the customer in question needs his glove back as soon as possible. So once I remember how to put it back together, we'll put it back together, and I might actually time lapse it just so you don't actually hear me saying all these nasty sweary words. What? Yeah, all these dirty words.
Anyway. Right,
so Pamela is giving me into trouble here, so I need to go now. So
boss says let's go.
Yeah, apparently the boss said let's go. Let's go. Right, anyway. Right, take it easy guys. I'll speak to you soon, or I'll speak to you on the next one. Afternoon, it is Sunday, it is 3:52 PM. It is Sunday the 29th of December. This is the day that Pamela said you'll definitely not be doing anything because you'll not be in any fit state to go out anywhere because you'll have drank too much. No, didn't. So I was absolutely fine last night and was absolutely fine this morning. No alcohol hangover, shall we say. I don't really get hangovers, but we didn't overindulge last night, just had a few, and then ended up having to babysit a couple of the younger guys from the hockey team. So we'll not talk about that because well, the less said the better. But anyway, my plan for the day is that I'm going to go to the gym. So I'm heading to the gym right now, and then I'll pick up with you guys afterwards when I am in the store. I'm going to go into the store and see if I can get some more of this glove done today. It's one of them ones where I don't like the jobs hanging over my head, and the longer I leave it, because I've taken it apart, the harder it will be to put it back together. So I kind of want to try and go in and see if I can get a head start made on it to try and get most of it done. It's obviously going to be a difficult one because it's only the second time I've ever taken a goalie glove apart. First time I took the goalie glove apart, it was for another player, but it was only a small area of the glove that had to be taken apart and replaced, whereas this one has everything has been taken apart. So I'm going to have to see what I can get done today. So anyway, tune in, we'll see how we go. Well, good evening. It is now 5:30 in the evening and I am back in the store. As you can see, it is Sunday, day off meant to be, but I've decided I'm going to come in and try and see if I can hammer out this glove. Now, as I said before in the vlog, or maybe it was the last vlog, it just depends how this one's editing out, this one has to have some extra padding put in. Basically, the long and short of it is the glove's not padded enough, specifically in this area. The goalie in question's finding that they're getting stingers, and they're getting stingers in this kind of area as well. So what my plan is to do is try and put some extra foam in. Now the problem that I've got at the moment is I need to take all the stitching out of the glove to be able to add the extra foams in. Now it's going to be a bit tough to try and put this back together. It might take a couple of days, but the plan is originally that I'm going to try and get as much of the foams done today as possible. I'm going to try and see if I can get as much of the stitching done as possible tonight, if that permits, if time permits. It depends if Pamela phones me to tell me my dinner's made or not. So yeah, that's the plan, to try and see if I can get as much of this done as possible. Once that's done and out of the road, then that's it. It's just basically reassembling the glove, making sure everything's back in place and using some new threads or some new laces to be able to get it nice and tight. Now, we don't want the glove not tight, we want it obviously tight, we want it sitting the way it's meant to sit. Obviously from the factory it's going to be slightly different because there's going to be more padding in it. It's not going to be massively thick padding I'm going to put in it, just enough to make sure that there's a wee bit more protection in the glove. So I'm going to set up, see if I can get it done. I'll catch in me in a little while if I manage to get as much of it done as I would like to. It just depends how much I manage to get done. Right, so the next latest update is I managed to get most of the kind of stitching out all together. I've got a piece of foam that's in the part where they're receiving the stingers, where there's literally no padding at all, it's just a piece of plastic. Now that's been installed, I say it's been installed, it's been cut to shape. I haven't glued it into place yet because, well, I want to make sure it sits the right way. We have another piece of foam that has been cut for the shape of the actual catcher itself. So that now extends up into the thumb, as we can see here. It's extended up into the thumb area, it's extended into the kind of the wrist area and right up into the fingertips. Now obviously it's very, very rough at the moment. I've got to cut that and shape it to get it to the right shape so that it will basically be, I need it in that part here. So in here I'm going to have to trim all that back, get it sitting the way I want it to be sitting. And then comes the task of going through all of the photos in reverse that I've taken to stitch the glove back together. But the way I'm going to do this, like I say, it might not be conventional. It's not going to use the original strappings. It's going to be skate laces that I'm going to be using. And the reason why I'm going to use skate laces is, one, I have them. Two, I just seem, for me, I just think they're a little bit stronger. The previous glove that I had done, it was skate laces that I did with that one, and it held together beautifully. It was very, very well put together. And when I say it was very well put together, I'm not blowing my own trumpet here. It was the first time I'd ever done a repair like that. Now, bearing in mind that I had to take the glove apart, in the old glove, the glove that I'd done previously, there was nothing here. There was no stitching here to be able to hold that in place. It was literally take a couple of parts out here and take a couple of bits out here, and I could put the full replacement part in, because it was a replacement panel from the thumb all the way down into the forearm. Now, this one's totally different. Like I say, it's totally different in the sense that there's so much more in depth with the stitching and trying to kind of get it all sitting the way it has to be sitting. It's going to take some time, but the main part is now done. The main part is getting the foams actually in place. I can already feel that glove is so much more protected. Hopefully with the extra additional support or the extra additional padding, it doesn't make the glove clunky. What I mean by clunky is that when you're going to have to try and re-break the glove in, I know there's additional padding that's going to be put into it, but at the moment the reason why the additional padding has been put in is because it's to basically protect the player's hand. Now, the player in question, again, I'm not being derogatory towards him. He's I say he's a kind of entry-level goalie. These were a pro model pad. They were used in elite level ice hockey, and they've managed to pick them up second hand, and they've kind of moved it to a goalie who played SNL, which is the second top league in Scotland, and that goalie has then sold them on to another goalie who is coming up through the ranks in my team. And it may be the fact that he's getting stingers because of his glove placement when he's going to try and catch the puck, or it could be, say for example, that the shots are a wee bit harder than what he's used to. You never know. Again, I'm not being derogatory towards it in any way, shape or form. These things are all factors that have to be taken into account, but I would like to see this glove done to a high standard so that I can then move on with it and be happy with it. So happy in the knowledge knowing that the player in question is going to have a protective glove, something that's not going to be sore when he's catching the pucks. Now, again, I understand these gloves are used at high levels, but most of the gloves that are used at high levels are custom. So when I say that they're actually custom, a lot of people don't realise that when the goalies go to kind of get their own kit, they can specify that they have a practice palm. Now the practice palms are slightly, from what I remember, there's practice palms and pro palms. The pro palms are very, very padded to the point where it's very, very hard to shut the glove. Now, when it's very, very difficult to shut the glove, they have to spend a lot of time breaking it in. The practice palm gloves are very, very soft. It makes it really easy to catch and close, catch a puck and close the glove. So what I'm trying to do right now is try and make it somewhere between the both, to make it so that it's easily accessible to close, but plenty accessible that when the puck hits it, it's not going to hurt the hand. I know I'm kind of rabbiting on a little bit here, but I'm kind of stalling for time here because I really don't want to start putting this back together. But we'll see how we got on. I'm going to spend another wee while on it, then now getting the padding all perfect in the way that I want it to be, and then I'm going to move on and see if we can get it stitched together. Well, good evening again. This is way later than I thought it was going to be. I actually finished the glove probably about 45 minutes ago. It is, believe it or not, it is 10:47. I was on the phone for a wee while and had a couple of things that I had to do, so that's why the glove took a wee bit longer than I thought it was going to take. So anyway, being the fact that it was a Sunday night and probably gave Pamela plenty of time away for me to have some R&R in front of the TV, I had decided that what I was going to do was I ended up having to try and redo a lot of the glove. There was a lot of the parts that just wouldn't go back together the way they were meant to go back together, so I had to reverse engineer the glove, which is a bit of a pain in the ass for me, but at the same point it's now done and I'm quite happy with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly show you the glove. So as we can see, this entire area, this area here where it says the Bauer logo, all the way up to through the thumb, it's all reinforced. This area here where the D is, probably better if I can try and hold this somewhere else. Right, so there's a D shape, you can see where the laces are, just about here, all the way up and round. This area here only had no padding in it at all, it was just plastic. So what it's actually had done is 2 layers of foam put in there. So this whole area, that whole D shape here, from here all the way up, all the way down there, has been reinforced but the main part where the D is inside of the laces to the crease in here, that's had 2 layers of foam in it. It's actually closing not too bad. It will need broken in, but basically, as far as I'm concerned, the glove is now finished, so I'm quite happy. The blocker obviously has been redone as well. There probably could be more done to the blocker if I'm honest, but I'm not going to go into it because I only really realistically know how to do the gloves, if I'm honest. And even then, I don't really know how to do the gloves. It's a trial and error. But anyway, the glove is now basically the equivalent of a Pro Palm. It will take a little bit of work to break the thing in again. As we can see here, I couldn't use the original rope or the original cord that came with the glove for a lot of the reasons. It was very, very frayed and very damaged. It's been a pro model glove used at elite level before, so what I've ended up having to do is use skate laces. I did say I was going to do that anyway. So as we can see, the skate lace starts here, all the way along the pocket, all the way along here, all the way through the actual glove itself, and all the way up the side here. The original lace that was inside, or the original rope, or whatever you want to call it, I was able to use that down near the forearm area, but I couldn't use anything else from that area near the fingertips because it was so damaged. So that is it done, that is it me finished, and that is me now going home. So thank you very much for watching. If you like this, please like, share and subscribe. You can find us on X, which is Twitter. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube and TikTok. So until the next video, take it easy guys.